Hi, everybody. It's 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, and I'm at the lake, and it's actually my birthday. But my girlfriend has just left. She spent. We celebrated my birthday yesterday. She was here for a few days, so I thought I may as well do my video. So today I'm going to introduce you to quilling. Now, I know a lot of my customers from my old store. I had done quilling many times. It's a very age-old technique. And I'm just going to show you a few things before I get into the cards. So, this is a quilling tool. Now, an original quilling tool was a needle, so it looked more like this. Okay, so there's just a needle at the end of a tool, and there's no split in it. This one, this quilling tool that I use, has an actual split in it here so that you can insert the paper in there, and it's much easier to quill with, this quilling tool. Now, Kathy has ordered some of these. Hi, Selena. Kathy has ordered some of these tools, and basically this is all you need for the quilling. It's there's other things you can purchase, but as long as you have a quilling tool, you're good to quill. Another thing that is a good thing to have, and I know Kathy can order these too, is a quilling ruler. You'll see what I mean with these little spaces. And these are different sizes of a loose coil, which I'm going to show you. And it also has a ruler on it. And another thing that you can use is this. Now, this would be for advanced quilling. It's got all the different sizes, plus it has a cork board. And the cork board is for another technique in quilling that you use pins for. So that is a quilling board, and of course Kathy can use this too. This is all by Quilled Creations. Okay, so I'm going to use my quilling tool today. Hi, Maureen. And these are the cards. Now, these cards are like the cut aparts from a paper line, and I just used them and added my quilling to them. So this one I added a bow. You can see that. So there's the bow. There was a bow there, and I just made my quilling to match the bow. And then here's a flower, a 6-petaled flower. And here's a heart. So I've just put them onto the cut aparts. Here's a different kind of flower with leaves. And here's some clouds. So these are just basic. This is beginner quilling, and I'm going to show you a couple of cards today. Okay, the sun is not shining here. The sun, so I think it's going to rain. It's overcast. So there's no birds chirping today. Now, this is from a kit, and this is the kit right here. So I've given you the instructions on 5 cards. And then you also get the kit, of course, here to make the cards. And you get a little bag with all your quilling papers. Now, quilling papers, we'll get into that now. Quilling papers, the ones that I use are an eighth of an inch wide, all right? They're an eighth of an inch wide, and they come in packages like this. I had another one here. I don't know where I put it. Anyways, no. So they come in packages. Now this one has a variety of colors. They also come in just like purples, whites, um, any lots and lots of colors. Okay, but they come like this, and they come in a long strip. So the strip size is here. All right, and so it's 1/8 of an inch. Quilling papers also come wider. They come a 1/4 of an inch. I quill with 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Now there's different shapes to quilling. So the first one, we're going to make a teardrop. So we're going to start with a teardrop. And to make a teardrop, you need to start with a loose coil, it's called. All right. Okay, so here's my quilling strip. It's this long. So I'm going to fold it in half. And you're just going to tear it in half. You don't want to use scissors because you do not need a crisp cut. The jagged cut, the feathered cut is better, so I'm just going to tear it because it glues nicer. All right? It glues nicer when you have that feathered end to it. So you just tear it in half. Very simple. Okay? All right, now I'm going to take my quilling tool. We'll zoom in here. Now there's a little split in that quilling tool. So you're going to slide your paper into that slit. All right? So now I've slid it in that little slit. Now if the slit is too tight, I just take a craft knife and pry it open a little bit. I think I need a light or something. There. Okay, so now I have it. I'm just pulling it to the end, not right to the end because it's going to slide out. All right, so I've got it onto my forefinger like this. I'm holding it with my thumb. I'm not applying a lot of pressure. This is the tension. Your thumb's going to apply the tension, supply the tension. Oh, I just pulled it out again. All right, and now I'm going to turn it. All right, I'm turning it clockwise. And you can see my thumb is on here, just applying a little bit of pressure, not a lot of pressure. You don't want too much pressure because you're going to get it really tight. So I'm just letting it twirl in between my fingers with minimal pressure. So I'm just twirling. Okay. All right. Now I've come to the end. So now what I'm going to do, I was quilling and turning my quilling tool clockwise. Now I'm just going to turn it counterclockwise. Turn it once, and then I'm just going to pull it out, and it releases very easy. Okay, now I'm going to let it relax. So this is called a loose coil. I'm letting it relax. You can put it inside. I wanted a size 3. This is a size 3 hole right here. So you can actually put them in the hole and let them relax. Now, when you buy the kit, you're not going to have the ruler unless you have one at home. So I've provided you with this little circle, and that's a size 3. So you just kind of put it on that circle, let it relax, and you can see that it's the same size. Once you have it, once you've let it relax, you're going to take some glue, and you need a glue with a small applicator on it. So I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to take the open end here, and I'm going to apply some glue to the end here. Okay, and then I am going to just glue it to the side of my loose coil so it looks like that. Okay, so there's my loose coil. All right, so now I'm going to take it, and you can see where that join is. I'm going to put my finger on top of that join, and I'm just going to squeeze the end. I'm going to squeeze the end like this. Okay, and that is called a teardrop. So we made a loose coil And now we've made a teardrop. And you can see here in my card, my bow is made up of 4 teardrops. All right. So I'm going to take the other half of that quilling strip because I tore it in half, and I'm going to quill the other one. So I'm turning it clockwise. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it at all. It's just gliding through my fingers, just creating the tension that I want. And paper has a memory, so it's going to remember the shape that you made. Now I'm going to turn it counterclockwise and pull it, whoops, and pull it off. Okay? And now I'm letting it relax. So it's relaxing, and I can take my paper and I can put it on there, and that is the correct size. That's a size 3. Okay? It is handy to have this little ruler to let it relax in the hole. But in this kit, the ruler's not provided, so I just put a little circle there. All right, so now I'm going to take it. I'm going to put glue on the end and hold it. So now my forefinger's on where I joined it, and I'm going to pinch the circle, and I'm creating a teardrop from the loose coil. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to take my cards. You can take your cards out of your package. And these are online to order or in the store. So the card looks like this. So inside the card is all that you need. All right. So what I'm going to do all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Oops. And I'm going to put glue on my bow. Okay, so I put glue there, glue there, glue there, and glue there. All right. And I'm going to take my little teardrops and I'm going to place it on here like that. All right. So I bought 4 of them made. So we'll just put them on here like that. Now where did my 4th one go? Well, I know I made it. Oh, there it is. And I'll put it right here. All right, so now I've formed that. Now we need a center. I'm going to take this, and it says you're going to take an 8-inch bright yellow. So we have a little ruler here. So this is 8 inches. And I'm going to quill this 8 inches with my quilling tool. Clockwise. And I'm going to quill. Now this one is called a tight circle. So what the difference between a loose and a tight circle is, this one we are actually going to glue it right on while it's still on my quilling tool. Okay, so I've got that. All right, it's still on my quilling tool, so I'm just going to take it. I'm not taking it off. I don't want a loose curl. I'm putting some glue on it right here. And then I am gluing it to that tight circle. Okay, so now that I have my tight circle, I'm going to go counterclockwise and remove my quilling tool. So there we have it. You can kind of squish it down. And there we have a tight circle. So this is really for the center of my bow. Okay? I could have put this on first. Yeah, you should probably put it on first so that you can put the bow ends closer to it. But that's okay. And there's our bow. So we used our teardrops and our tight circles. So we've learned loose curl, loose coil, we've learned teardrops, and we've learned tight circle. All right? So now I can put this card together. All right, I put lots of mats on these. I love all the bright colors. So this is just a fun way. Now you can, of course, quill. The normal way of quilling would just be quilling the flowers and putting them on the paper. So you'd quill your flowers and put them on the paper. But I think it's kind of neat to have extra designs on them. So that's why I prefer to do it this way. Another thing is you should probably put the card together before putting the quilling on. So the next one will do that. Because then it's easier to put the tape on when you don't have the quilling already on there. So there's our card. Isn't that pretty? It looks much harder than it is. All right, next one. This one, these are called cat's eyes. All right, so I'm going to show you how to make those. So you take your blue, and again, you cut it in half, but you tear it. You don't use scissors because you want that feathered edge. Okay? I'm going to take my tool, and I'm going to quill. So I'm turning clockwise with a little pressure that I have using my thumb. All right, now this one is going to want a loose coil. So before you make a teardrop or a cat's eye, you want to have a loose coil. Okay, so I can actually do, I've already done 3, so I'm going to do 3 of these. And I can do all 3 loose coils so that they all relax. Okay, so I'm just going to do this one. You can sit and watch TV and quill and just put them in a little container and then put your cards together. Now, sometimes it does happen when you're quilling and you pull it out at the end, the paper does not want to detach. And you get kind of a sproing. We call them sporings. So you can just re-quill the paper. So I'm doing clockwise. And then I'm turning counterclockwise. Now this is the part where sometimes you get a sproing and it pulls the paper out. right here, but you can just requill it. All right, so I'm just going to let those relax. All right, I'm going to take this one. And again, you can take your paper or your ruler. And I want a size 3. It's right here. So you can let it relax in there. And then you know the size. Okay, so I'm going to put my glue on here. And close. So now I have my loose coil. And I'm going to squeeze or pinch the bottom. So I've made a teardrop. So there's my teardrop. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to pinch the other side. And now I've made a cat's eye. All right? So we've got a cat's eye there. So I'm going to take this one. And this looks like the right size. I can kind of tell. Okay, I've got this. So I'm going to pinch the right side, and then I'm going to pinch the left side, and then you get a cat's eye. And then this one. Again, you can take the paper that I gave you and see if it's the size of this circle. So there's my loose coil, and it's the perfect size. All right, so now I'm going to take this, and I always have where I've joined it, I've always used that as my pressure point. Okay, so I'm going to pinch the right side and pinch the left side, and then you have a cat's eye. Alrighty. So I am going to put my card together because it's easier to tape it together without those on there. Again, we have these nice bright colors. Pink and orange. So I didn't use pattern paper on this one, but I did do another set that will be ready in a couple of weeks. Okay, so there it is. So now what we have left to do is make a closed circle, a tight circle, and this one you want 3 inches. So I'm just going to measure 3 inches here and tear it off. All right, so I've got my 3 inches. And I'm going to slide that in. And I'm making a tight circle. Turning it clockwise. Oh, I forgot to glue it when it was on there. But I can still do that. All right, this is the center. This is the center of my flower. So I'm just going to put that didn't glue. I have to add a bit more glue to it. So this is tiny. Okay. It's kind of got a hole in the middle, but that's okay. So I'm just going to put it right here and put that on. Okay, so that's the center of my flower. Oops. Okay, so I've put the center of my flower there. So now I'm going to take these and I'm going to add glue to them. And you can add glue to the sides or whatever. And I'm going to put this here. I think it's easier if I just put the glue on here. So I'm going to put one opposite to each other. So this one's going to go here. And you can also put glue on the sides as well. If you want, you can use tweezers. Tweezers work well, picking these up. So I'm using 6 cat eyes for this flower. And like I say, you can also put some on the sides here. And this glue dries clear, so we don't have to worry about it showing. I'm just pushing them in. And there's our flower. Okay, and that's using 6 cat eyes. And there we go. There's 2 cards. So on Thursday, I will make the last 3 cards. And we're going to be doing some half circles. And what else are we doing? Yeah, we're doing some half circles. So I'll show you that. Now I made up a couple of cards here. There was leftover cut aparts. So this will be a second quilling kit. It's not available yet. I just made the cards. So this one says, "You make me so happy," and I've done hearts on it. And then this one, I've got little birds. I have to add some beaks to it and some little feet, but you can see that I've got little birds there. And this one is a different flower. It's got a triangle. These are triangles. So I'm going to show you how to do those. You can see that. And then this one is a tight circle flower. And I'll show you how to do that one. And then there's a little tulip. All right, so this one has a few more that I will show you how to make. So that'll be in 3 weeks or so when I'm back home. All right, so I'll show you those. And then this will be a kit as well. It's more advanced. I would start with the beginner one and then get the next one. All right, and I think I'll stamp a few things on here. on a couple of them. So that'll be ready in a couple of weeks. But this one is ready now. So if you want to learn quilling, pick up a kit and a quilling tool, and away you go. And I think you'll enjoy it. All right. Okay. So the other thing too with quilling, you can order kits like this. So this one is a flower sampler. So it's got all these different flowers on it that you can make. And it comes with the papers. So Kathy can order this type of thing. And then here's a baby theme. It's got little teddy bears and all sorts of things in there, little feet, baby theme. And again, you get the quilling paper. And then this one's cute. This one's got animals. A pig, a duck, a frog, a cat, a dog, and a bunny. There's lots of different kits that you can get as well. So Kathy can order any of these things. You can go to Quilt Creations and take a look, and then she can order them for you. All right? Okay, I hope you enjoyed your intro to quilling. So grab that quilling tool with the split and start the art of quilling. All right? Thanks a lot. We'll see you on Thursday.